Hello, fellow coders. My name is Fernando, and I am a software developer at Codaman. Now, in this video, we'll be talking about how to plan an app. And for the next few videos, I don't know, around 9 or 10, maybe more, I'm not entirely sure, we'll be creating a weather application on iOS. So let's get started. I'm going to be using Xmind, which is a mind mapping tool, but feel free to use whatever you have at hand. You can find free tools like this online, or you can just use pen and paper. So we'll start with a blank mind map. And we'll call it something easy here. And we'll create one branch, which we'll call features. Another one we'll call screens. And another one, research. Now these are just main ideas that we want for the application. For example, features is what we want to have on the app, the things that we must have. Screens, how many screens we have. It could be a single view application, but maybe you want to have a credit screen or a setting screen or some other screen of some sort. Now, why are we building this mind map? Well, I see a lot of videos on YouTube where they jump straight into coding, whether it's a mobile application or a website or whatever it is. A lot of videos start coding right off the bat, and that's a really bad idea to show, especially for beginners. A lot of times beginners get into this mindset that they can go ahead and actually write code by just going straight into the IDE or whatever editor you're using. But we'll like to plan. We're going to plan things out, and then you see how easy it is to make changes and plan things for the future. Okay, so we have features, screen, and research. Here we're going to add the things that we want to have. If you ever seen a weather application, the number one thing that people want to see is the current temperature. What else can we benefit from in a weather application? Well, we want to see high and lows for the day. We also want to see a description of the day. And this could be in the form of sunny, or cloudy, or whatever that day is. It's feeling like. The next most important thing we want to know is rain percentage. You can also get other things in the app, but this may not be a must. So we're going to put this as maybe. And we'll add a wind. Now, a future feature that we want to have is to have a forecast. And I'm still not sure if we're going to go over that, but I'll just go ahead and add it just in case. Now, for the screens, we obviously need our main view. We could add a setting screen so we can save any sort of settings, whether it be sound settings or notification settings, or even maybe save your city if that's not on the main screen. We can also add a credit screen. And I think that might be it for now. Actually, and I want to add another one, and this is going to be the add city. So we can add multiple cities if we want to. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Okay, now we know what we want to do with the app. We know the features and we know how many screens we need, or we have some sort of idea roughly. Okay, so for research, we want to add things that is going to help us code the application. So for example, for the weather app, one of the things that we know we're going to have to do is still with JSON data. And so we can add here, for example, how to do JSON in Swift. We can add how to do in this operation. So we talk about JSON in this operation. Okay, so we can add how to get HTTP requests and also how to get an API key. And these are just things that come to my mind right now. But the research comes later down the line. So we know the features and the screens. In the next video, you'll see how we'll use all of this information and start wireframing on application. And then when you're wireframing, you'll see, okay, well, I need to do this or I need to do that. And then you're going to see, okay, well, I don't know how to do that, or I do know how to do that. Then if you do know how to do it, you still want to write about it so you kind of remember what you need to do. If you don't know how to do it, you're going to have to go into the developer documentation, or Stack Overflow is a pretty good place. They answer probably just about anything there, or has been answered already. Or just get some sort of online help, right? Because iOS has been around for quite a long time, and someone probably has already solved what you're looking for. What I want you to get from this is the idea of planning ahead. You sit down, you can write this on the computer, you can write down on paper. Whatever you do, you want to make sure that you plan your application prior to wireframing. So before we go, I want to show you what the video structure is going to be more or less. You can change a little bit, but just to give you an overview, since this is an introduction video. So of course, I already talked about doing the mind map on the first video. We'll do wireframing on the second. And wireframing is basically laying out the application without doing actually any coding. It's sort of a drag and drop thing, and it helps a lot when designing applications. We'll do a little bit of research if we need to, and I'll show you how to do that and where to get help from if you have to. I already talked about we're going to need to set up an API key account with OpenWeather. Then we'll set up the Xcode project and we'll test the API key. And we'll have to do JSON deserialization, and we'll print data to the console just to make sure that everything's still good. And if you see here, I don't want to get into too much detail, but right now we have about 10 or so videos, but I think it might be a little bit more at the end. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. And remember to code with a purpose.